Hey guys, so this is a bit of a different video. We are in the kitchen, but it's not a cooking video. So the girls have a sports day coming up and we were given a house colour. I went upstairs and went through their drawers. They don't have this colour in any of their t-shirts, not even a remotely similar colour. And they are purple. I know people class lavender as purple, but lavender is lavender to me. Purple is purple. So I went online, found a lot of places were really expensive or just not the purple I want them to wear. So I decided that we'd go to Morrison's and pick up a pack of 2 white shirts and red and blue food colouring, and I am going to try and dye the girls' clothes purple using a method that I found online. We're going to go through it bit by bit and see where we go. Anything that's going to take a while, like so one of them is like it's going to be left for like 2 hours. Obviously I'll pause and come back, but let's go through this. So I'm going to slowly move you guys over. So it says you gather materials. So it says white or light coloured shirts, predominantly cotton. So I went with the 100% cotton tumble dry shirts. They were £4 for a pack of 2, and both girls were in the same colour. So we got the shirts, blue and red food colouring. One second. So what it says is blue and red food colouring, put liquid or gel, but liquid is better. So we went with the red and the blue liquid. It then says water, which obviously I got in the sink. Well, not in the sink, but you know, in the tap. White vinegar. So I got a nice big bottle of white vinegar. Large pot or container. Well, I went with the bucket that we use for the garden and for filling up the girls' paddling pool. I might actually have to give it a swell out because there's still got a bit of dust and everything on the shed. Spoon and tongs. I didn't get a spoon and tongs out. Spoon and tongs. So I have my tongs and I'm going to go with the plastic spoon. I personally added a waterproof apron. Gloves, so I've gone with my medical gloves. Plastic wrap or a sealable bag or plastic bag. Not sure why. Salt, it says optional, not going to bother using salt. And an old towel to cover the worktop. So I went with one of my already purple coloured tea towels. Well, it's actually a face towel, but we use it as a tea towel because they're nice and big and they're good for washing up saucepans. Well, drying saucepans. Okay, so the only thing I don't have is the plastic wrap, but I do have plastic wrap. I've got that, so I'll just get that out, I guess. Let's set it all up by here a minute because we will read what it says first. So prep dye bath, pre-wash shirts in hot water with or without mild detergent, but no fabric softener or boosters. Oh, scent boosters I think is actually what it's meant to be. Okay, so we'll do it bit by bit. Pre-wash the shirts. Right, so I'm going to hand wash them in the sink because it says to do it in hot water, but it doesn't say it says hot, not boiling water. Okay, so I'm going to hand wash them and I'll be back in a few minutes. Right, so I've just swirled out the bowl so that it's ready for everything else because we're going to open these on here so that you can see them. What size did I go for? No, I didn't actually look at the size, did I? 5 to 6 years, yeah, they'll fit them both perfectly. So we're going with the plain white t-shirts. Please excuse the sound of the water, I'm just filling it in the sink. They're attached together. Okay. Let's detach them and I will be back in a few seconds. Okay, so I've washed the t-shirts in the sink and I've left them in the water while I do everything else. I'm putting the apron on because that way then I'm not going to get food dye all over my clothes or anything like that. Hopefully. You never know with me though. Let me just... I keep forgetting how short the ties on the back of this one are. There. No, not there. There we go. Finally got it. Okay, let's bring you guys closer and point you down towards the bucket we're going to be using. So now it says fill pond container with enough water to submerge shirts. Enough water to submerge shirts. Okay. I'd say probably about, because we're putting 2 shirts in together, probably about 1/4 of this bucket. Right, I'll be back once this is filled. You can see we've got about 1/4 of a bucket there. So that should be enough for 2 shirts, but just in case, if I put one in and there's not enough, I'll probably add a bit more water, but I don't know yet. So it just says submerge with enough water to be able to submerge the shirts. Add white vinegar to the water, 1:1 ratio. Oh good lord, I don't know how much was in there. But let's put a pint of white vinegar in, because there's probably about 2 pints in there. Can I not open this the other way? Apparently no. Okay, well, this is going to be fun trying to figure out, isn't it? I've never done it before, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge. So that's about a pint. That's not a pint, is it? I'm an idiot. There is a measurement on this side. Oh, well, we're actually very close to a pint there. Very close. So let's put the vinegar in. Okay. Mix red and blue colour to create purple. Start with 5 parts red, 5 parts blue. No, 5 parts red, 15 parts blue. I'm so sorry, I can't even read my own damn writing. Okay, so this is the blue. It says 5 parts. I mean, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but I'm not so sure about using that jug. I think I'll use my older jug for this, because my older jug is only used for my older jug is a little bit battered. It's really only used for serving gravy. So, and this has measurements as well. So if we do, about 100 of the blue. Oh, we can't do 100 of the blue because it's not enough. Okay, so I may put a bit too much in. So I think we're gonna just. There's more red than blue, isn't there? So we only need half of the red compared to the full blue. A little tiny bit more of that, I think. Okay. Let's mix it then. See what type of purple we get here. That's a very reddish colour. Yeah, that's more red than purple. Okay, I've got food dye all over my hands. Joe, I think I might have a purplish. But we used all the blue, so okay. It might not come out purple, which is going to be a bit of a nightmare, because that is a very, very dark red colour, and it's definitely not purple. That's more of a brown. Okay, well, that's a bit annoying. Give me a second, I'm going to check the fridge. I'm pretty sure I got some more blue food gel in there. Food colouring gel. Is this food colouring gel? Yeah. Is this food colouring gel? I've got more blue in here. Let's see if this works. I don't think it's going to work though. Oh. It's really hard to get it out of the tub. Okay, that's one empty one. Let's mix that. Oh god. Mix that with that one. I mean, it's, I guess, looking a purplish. I guess that looks a bit more purple, but it's hard to kind of gauge this, really. Put it under this. Let's push that bucket back a bit and have a look under the actual light. It's still very red. Okay, let's go with my last blue from here. And if this doesn't work, then I'm just going to have to give it a go. I have got a backup if this doesn't work, though, because Dunelm apparently sells a like purple dye, but the shop near us didn't have any in stock when we went looking for it. Right, let's not use the whole tub. Oh, I might have to actually. Well, let's see how that looks with that much in it. And then we can always add more if we need to. Well, this is looking more of a plum purpley colour now. Now, I don't know how to test this, so I guess take a piece of this and dip it in, I guess. Ooh, I drew out a piece of this, not the whole damn thing. It's looking very brown. It's looking very brown. That is definitely not purple, that is brown. How the hell do I get brown from blue and red? Okay, maybe I need to add a touch of red because I may have put too much blue in, so maybe a touch of red more. See, this is why I don't dye things. So I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, it still looks brown to me, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it does look a bit more purple now. Yeah, okay, so that is now actually more of a purple colour. I need to stop sticking my bloody fingers in it. I mean, rubbed off on the on white paper, it does look a bit more this is why you're supposed to wear gloves. Probably best for me to put the gloves on because my hands are going to be stained to buggery otherwise. Okay, so what I'm going to try now is, it does still look quite brownish on the white. So I'm wondering if I should add just a touch more of the red. Just a touch. Oh, I just added what's left of it. That's it, we're out of red. I don't think this is going to come out the colour I want it to be. It is looking very brownish. Well, we can't really do any more. We've done what we can. Yeah, it's now it looks black. I don't even know how that is even possible. But on the blue glove, it is coming out more purpley colour, look. It's come out more of a purple colour with on the gloves. So maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay, we're just going to have to go with it and see the result, and if it doesn't work, I will get a dye and stick it in with it. Add food colour in and mix to the water and stir. Okay. Put all of that in there, please. Okay. Stir, stir, stir the pot. Oh god, I'm leaking all over the worktop. Right, I think that's stirred enough. Let's put that on the drainer. Okay, wipe what we spilled on the worktop up. Add food coloring mix to water to stir it. Okay, right, now it's on dye the shirt. Wet the shirt thoroughly and gently wring out by hand. Well, they're already in the sink. Let me wring one of them out. Once you wring out by hand, submerge the shirt in a dye bath, making sure it's fully submerged. Okay. Okay, first shirt, dippy dip. Okay, fully submerge it. Let's do the second one. See, it would have been easier to have just bought a adult purple shirt and shoved it in the washing machine, because that's how I accidentally dye things usually. Right, we need to move one over and then submerge the second one. It looks wishy-washy in that water, it really does. Okay, stir to ensure even coverage. Make sure that they're fully submerged. Okay, so it says stir occasionally to ensure even dyeing. For deeper colour you can simmer. I'm not doing that because I don't have a saucepan big enough for the shirts. Remove the shirts from the dye bath. Oh, okay, so there's notes. I almost forgot the notes. If not simmering, leave in a pot and container for 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the colour required and saturation of the shirt. Okay, so we're going to leave that like that for... Well, I'm going to say we're going to have to leave that like that for a couple of hours because our colour is not the best. Empty that water out. Oh, what was the towel for then? It doesn't actually specify what the towel was for. Weird. Okay, well, the other thing I could do if it doesn't work the first time round is potentially get a couple more red and a couple more blue and just see where I made the mistake. But we'll see how this comes out first and then go from there. I will be back in 2 hours. See you in a minute. See you in 2 hours. Okay, so things didn't quite go as planned, as planned last night. I'll show you what I mean. So I checked on it after 2 hours and I was like, nope, that's not purple, I'm going to leave it overnight. So I checked on it this morning, probably about an hour ago. We have a lovely baby poo brown. So the food colouring idea, this one hasn't worked anywhere near. Like I got some that have like what looks like clumps of purple on it, like a sort of tie-dye style. I'll show you what I mean. I just need to get that focus right. There we go. So it's got a few bits of purple in it. So I looked up why the colour went brown, and apparently some red food colourings have a lot of yellow in it, and then it will turn things like a very dull brown colour. So we've got chunks of purple on these shirts. Well, on this one we've got like one big chunk of purple at the very bottom. On the other shirt there's no purple on it whatsoever. God, the smell of this vinegar is really overwhelming. So I looked up, I was like, well, how can I rectify this? And basically a lot of people were like, yeah, you can't rectify it, you've got to restart. I'm like, I cannot restart, not, you know, forking out loads and loads of money. I would be better off then going into Cardiff and getting purple shirts. So I thought, well, what else can I do? So I looked online, and apparently the Dylon stuff, the fabric dye, is available in Dunelm. But it's Sunday, and I don't drive. And the only Dunelm in this area is an hour and 30 to an hour and 40-minute bus ride away. So I thought, well, let's have a look, see, can you buy purple food dye? Well, it turns out you can buy purple food dye, and I knew you could, but I wanted to find where near me actually had any in stock, and it turns out the local Morrisons did, and I bought their last 5 boxes of like light purple dye. I'm hoping this works, because if it doesn't work, it's going to be a trip to Dunelm tomorrow, and hope that I can get it done by Tuesday. I have less than 24 hours to try and get this sorted, which is why I tried to do it last night. But we're going to give it a try. So we're going to swirl these shirts out, and then we're going to do the water and food colour solution again. I'm just going to pour this entire thing down the sink. Remove my sponge, because I don't want to dye the sponge with this colour, that's for sure. I mean, the colour of the... pouring it into the sink, the colour does look purple in the bucket, but it certainly doesn't look purple on the shirts. So swill all of the colour out in the bucket. And fill it a quarter full with water again. Let's see how this works. There we go. This taking a bit of time because for some reason this morning the water pressure was very slow. Nope, that's not enough. I think that should be enough. I'm pretty sure that's not as much water as I put in yesterday. So let's use a jug and just top it up. So then I'm going to wring these shirts out and then drain all of the colour that is there. Yeah, that's about how much I put in yesterday. So let's put a little tiny bit more in because those shirts were very clumped together. But yeah, we're going to attempt to use these. Right, that should be enough. Okay, so they were very clumped together, so we're going to put some more of the vinegar in now. Get rid of what we used all of yesterday. I think that's... You know what, let's put the raw stuff around. Okay. Put that in. I'm pretty sure it was this way around. It was water and then vinegar, wasn't it? Let's flip back over to the page. Water, then vinegar, and then the colouring. Okay. So, we're going to take this jug again. And we're going to dip all of these in. I think we're going to have to with the colour it came up last time. And please excuse the noises in there, the girls watching TV. Oops. Oops. Oh, okay, that's all over my hand now. Again. No, coming in here, out. Well, on there, that is actually the colour I initially wanted. Oh, you guys are not pointing at the tub. I'm so sorry. Silly me. There we go. Okay, let's go with the other one. Because the shirts have gone brown, I'm thinking if we do... Well, if we do all 5, it might be too dark because of the brown, but do 3 and see what type of purple we get with that lot then. And then if it hasn't worked, we can do the other 2 then later on as an additional bit. I'm just winging it at the moment because I have no idea. I've never actually dyed fabric before unless it was accidentally mixing colours together in the wash machine. Or deliberately mixing colours together in the wash machine one day. Because I was in a rush and I was like, hey, I'll be fine, I'll throw it all in, and turned one of my white tops like a pastel purple. Because I accidentally left a red sock in there. Okay, let's add a touch of water to this as we can mix it. Just a touch. And let's mix this up. See, that's a nice colour purple, that. I'm spilling the jig in there to make sure I get all of the food colouring out of the tub. Right, now we have to stir this all around to mix it together. I really hope this works. Hey, it didn't work last night, but I think that's because my colour ratio was way off. Did look up that because the red has a bit of yellow in it, I should apparently have added a bit of yellow, but I have no idea about mixing colours. I don't tend to mix colours together. I'm not that intelligent. As proven last night. Okay, so I'm going to bring out these, oh, I did it again. I did all of that without putting my gloves on. I'll put them on now. It'll save my hands from any more dye because I do have to stick my hands in there. So I'll put my gloves on now. Plus I've got to wring out these shirts which still have dye all over them. But now my hand is wet, it's harder to get the damn glove on. Okay. But look at that, look. The end of that blue glove has gone yellow. That was the blue and red dye that I put on there yesterday. That was the purple colour. That is basically the colour these shirts have got. It's like a brownish yellow. I'll show you a close-up of it once I've actually wrung them out. So I'm going to wring them out from the sink. But when I'm wringing it out, the colour coming out of the shirt is purple. But what we've ended up with is this mustard yellow colour look. Oh, you can't see the bloody... I think I know what the towel's for. Once you run them out, you pop them on top of there. I'll go with that idea because I still don't know what the towel is for. Okay, I don't even know. I have no idea what's going on here, so let me dry my hands, or dry my gloves, only because I'm about to touch the camera. I'm going to show you what I'm working with here, okay? The shirts went in white, right? I put in red and blue, I put in extra blue, I put in extra red, I put in an extra blue again. I ended with like this yellow staining on the glove. They looked brown this morning, but now I've wrung them out, they are mustard yellow. How do I get mustard yellow from red and blue? I mean, it's all over. Like, it's a pretty good coverage of the colour I didn't want. Like, if they were going in brown or mustard yellow, those would be perfect. But look, because I folded them, there's got like a tie-dye style on the back of it, which is really cool. Like, they're definitely going to be unusual shirts for them. I've also, for some reason, got a bit of eggshell on there. I think it must be left in the bottom of the sink. But mustard yellow from red and blue? Oh. One tiny patch of purple. One tiny patch of a brownish purple, but a purple nonetheless. Like, is there anybody... Just let me know below what I did wrong originally. I think I already know that mixing the whole lot together was a bad idea. But how do you get mustard yellow from purple? It's... Okay, it's going back in. And I don't think it's going to be dark enough to try and stain these again. I'm dipping it to see if the colour sticks to it. Because the only other solution I've got is to go back to Morrison's and get purple fruit and just boil it in my stock pan, which I haven't used in years. Okay, let's put them back in. And okay, so I just noticed I have a bigger patch of purple, and that is actually purple. I've got a bigger patch of purple on the back of this one. Please ignore that alarm. But it's got a weird pattern to it. It's got like bubbles. Can you see that? The bubbles in it? That's weird. That's definitely going to be an unusual pattern. It's on the front of the arm as well. It literally looks like... I mean, there's more of a purplish colour come out on this one. I have no idea. Unless, of course, I need to do them one at a time, but I just don't have the time to do that. If I'd been told the colour of the house colour sooner, I could have either gone and bought purple shirts or done this a lot sooner. But no, it got delayed and I got told about it 2 days ago. What colour they were using, even though they were supposed to have told me a week ago. So I'm just going to keep dipping this with my fingers for a bit to see if I can get this colour to actually stick. I'm going to dab my gloves on here. Now, where'd my big spoon go? I'm going to stir them around in the bottom just to see if I can get them to go right to the bottom and like fully submerge. Because obviously fabric floats for some reason. Oh, I managed to shove them down enough that they're not floating to the top now. I'm not going to touch that now. I'm going to leave that as it is. Because that's good. If they can stay fully submerged in that and they come out purple, yay. If not, I have another idea, hence why I didn't use all 5 boxes. And that's to basically smear this directly on without water. But I don't think that would work. Let's see. Right, we're going to leave this for... I'll check back on this in about 2 hours. No, do you know what? Because I know that the colour is quite wishy-washy already on the clothes. Instead of being 2 hours like it says on there, I think I'll leave it for a roughly 4 hours. And then check. And then we'll go from there. We're going to get rid of all of the rubbish off the worktop. And, oh, I managed to get that blue dye all over my kitchen worktop. You know what? There might be a tiny bit of that left in there. There we go. Use the vinegar to get it off. Okay, into the bin it goes. All of it. Well, apart from the jug. Be back in a minute. There we go. Aha! So I found out where the blue dye was. It's in the bottom of the jug. So I'm going to spill my jug out. And we'll be back in a couple of hours. So it's been a few hours. I did kind of pick up one of the shirts, so I kind of already know something. And at the moment it's kind of not looking great, but I'll show you anyway. Let me retie my apron. So I've had this standing in this water in the sink now for about 4 hours. And I'll show you the result so far. Not purple. It's now more of a burnt orange, is the only way I could describe it. Mustardy, brown. I mean, there are patches of purple on it, but it's now been in here for absolutely hours, and there's not much of a difference, as you can see. So what I'm going to do, because the last ditch effort of trying to get it to do it this way is to empty all this water out and use the last 2 bottles of it and maybe just pour it on there directly onto the clothes. But we're going to empty this out, we're going to wring them out, we're going to swill the shirts out, get rid of all of the older colour, this one and the vinegar from it. I'm going to put the gloves on. If I can get them to go over that ring, guys. There we go. I should really have taken that ring off, but I didn't. Okay, so we're going to take some of this wrap stuff, and I'm going to fully cover the where I'm going to work with wrap, so as I don't smear the top of my oven and hob in colouring. I'm going to do 3 amounts of it just to be on the safe side, make sure that there's no gaps that can get mixed up. So that's going to stay there, and then we're going to put the towel directly on the top. This is my last idea. Let's go lengthways. Okay. So I'm going to extend you guys right out. I'm going to swirl these out quick. I mean, it is a very, the watercolour is purple, but the shirt's just not coming out purple. Oh wow, they really stink of vinegar as well. So we're going to swirl all of it out in the shirt. And I will show you the colour that I've been left with. That is orange. I've got orange. So I'm still trying to figure out how I got orange. Brown originally, I understand, because, you know, red, yellow and blue make brown. But then we ended up with a mustard yellow. I added purple on its own. And I've ended up with orange. Orange. So, my last ditch attempt is to, I don't know, smear the front of this in purple. And we'll have an orange and purple shirt. And let's take that off the towel a minute and put it to the side so I can wring the other one out. And again, swirl all of the vinegar and everything out of it and then wring it with your hands. And again, I ended up with an even darker orange with the same bucket, and I ended up with an even darker orange. I mean, I managed to royally screw this up, didn't I? Okay, let's pour the purple down the drain. And it is the plum purple colour going. I'm just not getting the colour to actually go in to the shirt for some random reason. Right, so we're going to swirl the bucket. Okay, so my last idea is a little bit more. This is going to be odd as hell. So I'm making sure that I don't put too much wet on here. I'm going to bring you guys in so you can see exactly what I'm about to do. Make sure you see the shirt clearly. So, my last idea is to basically go over this with one of the purples and put it directly on the shirt. So, go over my hand with the purple dark food colour. I don't even know if this is going to work. It was my last idea. The last idea I possibly have for doing a purple shirt. Literally streaking it across the shirt, the orange shirt. Like this. Flip it over. you know this is going to work. Okay, so let's pick that up. We've got a weird, that's the front and that's the back. Throw it into that bucket. Get the other one and attempt the same with the other one. Okay, right, put both of those back there and let's get a little tiny bit of normal water in this bucket. Wash the excess off the glove and into the bucket as well. Tiny bit of water because we know what we're about to do is just dump this directly into the water, both of them. Unfortunately, I just don't think this is going to work the way I want it to work. And we're going to leave them in there. Well, I'm not going to leave them in there, I'm going to move them around a bit. Okay, let's leave it in there for a little bit and we'll come back in, say, I don't know, an hour and see how if it's done anything. Okay, well this is the third day now. This is the colour we are left with. I'm going to put the t-shirts directly on here. Directly on this towel. And we're going to take a look. Okay, I've already had a spy and it's not purple. So, this is the colour we're left with. Which isn't purple, it's more of a sunburned orange with pink highlights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move everything over to the sink, we're going to wring it out and then I'm going to put it directly onto this towel. Throw them out in the warm water. And what we're left with is this lovely... Hi, Mr. Train. What we're left with is this lovely burned orange colour. Now this is supposed to be purple. I mean, you saw me put purple directly on the shirt. It's come up with these lovely, like... And as you can see, you can't even see the handprints that I put on there. It's merged into the orange of the... We have orange. From all those colours, we have orange. Lovely, lovely orange. Well, one's a lovely orange colour. The other one actually has a little bit of purpling on it. Not much. So they are two different colours, majority. But that is not purple. Not purple at all. This one has got purpling on it in random places. This one's got a bit more purple on it. A bit, but it's come up more pinky than purpley. As you can see from the way I flipped that over, you can see the lines of where I put the dye directly on it. But these are predominantly burned orange. Don't even know how that's possible. I will wash them and dry them, and the girls can have just funky homemade shirts. I'm not wasting money, so I've just made these weird pattern shirts for them. So I had to speak to the teacher. I was like, I can't turn them purple, but I have a solution. The teacher has gone, yes, that's fine, to my other solution, and I'm going to show you that in a second. Where did they go? There they are. So I explained that the girls do in fact have purple shirts, but they're not plain purple. Now the idea is the shirts are supposed to be a plain colour. So I've explained, and the teacher's like, don't worry about it. So Hope is going to be wearing her Pikachu shirt. The only reason we didn't think of that originally is because it's quite long, but the teacher said it's fine. And Rihanna's going to wear her I'm the crazy sister everyone warned you about shirt. The only reason we didn't go with these first is because it's got print on it, it's got the writing on it, but the teacher said it's perfectly fine. So my solution was, I cannot get these to go purple, so they're just going to have to make do with having whatever purple colour shirts I had in the house, and they were the ones. So unfortunately this has been complete chaos and catastrophe, but we've found a solution, and I am going to use the t-shirts. I mean, they came out a very, very unusual colour. Like, in the light you could see how orange they actually are. Like, how do you get this colour from red and blue? How do you... Oh, red and blue, and a tiny bit of purple, because I put the purple directly on it, and it's been in the purple solution that I put on it, and the one from previous, for 2 extra days. And it's still orange. So the girls now have funky, we're not sure what happened to us t-shirts that they can use for holiday, I guess. At least it's not a colour someone else is going to be wearing. That's a plus, I guess. Anyway, thank you for watching this complete chaos. Maybe you could go, somebody can comment what they think went wrong in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video. Good night.